Welcome to Alpha Marketing, your go-to resource for unlocking the full potential of your small to medium-sized business. Hosted by Aaron Shishilla, CEO of Wolfpack Advising. Now, let's learn how to dominate your market.
Hello, and welcome back to the Marketing Alpha podcast. Today, we're talking about something quite interesting, actually. We're talking about how and what Apple Intelligence means for digital marketing. Apple Intelligence is the latest new cool thing coming out to iPhones. It'll be on iPhones 15 and 16. But quick, let's talk about what Apple Intelligence is and why it actually matters for digital marketing. It's basically an enhanced Siri functionality with a ChatGPT integration. So think like any kind of app these days that claim they're all AI focused and they just integrate with ChatGPT. It's the same thing with Siri. And it's not only with Siri, but it's with the iPhone as a whole. So now the whole iPhone is kind of integrated with ChatGPT and OpenAI. So with some of the new features coming, they basically can help you with generating images, proofread and adjust your notes in writing, summarize web pages, take notes of call recordings, generate custom emojis, which I think are going to be super cool, draw from emails, contacts, and data in your phone to understand your personal live context, which is going to be absolutely huge in my personal belief is the personal context. It's like basically having your own personal assistant in your phone. But anyway, it's that little AI assistant in your pocket to make your life a little bit more productive, and that's ultimately their goal with it. So now, Apple Intelligence launches in October with iOS version 18.1. The new iPhones are coming with version 18.0, so it won't come out immediately. It's coming out sometime in October. And again, iPhones 15 and 16 are the latest models that are going to be able to have Apple Intelligence run on those devices. So if you have any iPhone that's before the 15, you're not going to be able to run Apple Intelligence. So let's get into why I think this is actually going to impact digital marketing and the marketing space as a whole. Well, the first thing I want to talk into is the instant impacts to digital marketing. And first, it's impacting to display expansion and search ads with the summarization of web pages and information in your pocket. I think we're going to see a lot less traffic and performance on display expansion ads and web pages as a whole. I think Google and YouTube recently banned a lot of ad blockers. However, AI assistants are showing how we may not need to browse the web as much as before, hurting the livelihoods of those small bloggers and websites. And even us as advertisers, we can't display our ads on websites anymore and get the same kind of traffic because those people are just going to ChatGPT. So I'll say in my personal life, I use ChatGPT a whole lot more than I've used Google. Having the app and just the subscription to ChatGPT has been a huge time saver. One perfect example of this is instead of thinking about different recipes, or everybody's probably been there looking up recipes on their phone and Googling them, and you get to this weird website where it talks about all these details about a recipe, and you're just like, I just need to know the ingredients and how many people it serves and what to do, right? And they give you a full narrative and essay, like research paper on their baked ziti. So little sidebar there, but going back, and when you use ChatGPT, it knows me well enough to say, hey, I want some quick, easy 30-minute meals. I want them to be well balanced, and it gives me some different styles, and it's super easy to use. So going back, no more are we going to run display expansion ads and search ads for things about like recipes, for example. And that's just one particular use case, but now if you're running, let's say advertising for a home service company, if somebody lands on one of those kitchen sites where they talk about fancy recipes and everything else, and you're getting shown these ads as you're scrolling through, which some of them are annoying, but no longer are you advertising along on those web pages. And if they're on Safari on the mobile app, which most iPhone users are, and again, in the United States, most cell phone devices are using iPhones and they're using Safari, they could just summarize the web page. Why even have regular browsers anymore when you could just summarize the web page and get exactly what you need out of it and move on? So not only is it going to impact the display expansion ads, but it's also going to impact Google search results and the search keywords. I think it's also going to impact SEO because now we're no longer going to Google search for informational keywords. And it's a huge possibility to truly impact transactional searches as well. So the difference between there is informational searches are when you're looking to read information, like how to get rid of ants in my house. Transactional searches are searches when you're looking for an actual transaction, like you're looking for appliance repair near me or appliance repair companies, right? That's a transactional search, while informational is you need an answer to some type of question or you're trying to look up information. So when people are searching, you can do Google ads on these informational searches as well as these transactional searches. Transactionals are really good to obtain leads. It's really good for top of funnel. And when you look at those that are on the broad market or the informational keywords, if you want broad keywords, those are really good targeting for that. But the volume should be going down significantly now when people don't need that, when they have just a really quick assistant on their phone to just ask Siri these questions, and Siri's a lot more ingrained with ChatGPT and the search results to be able to give you custom personalized answers. So that's just part one. It's a huge topic because it impacts advertising, it impacts SEO, and I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot of stuff that it also impacts that we're maybe not thinking about right now, but 6-12 months from now, there's a software update that changes the game even more. So part two, though, and the second thing I think it's going to change is I think we're going to see a lot of marketing ploys for the first, and this is a little bit of a fun one, but I think we're going to see a lot of marketing ploys for the next 2 to 3 months after this comes out of marketing ploys with Genmoji. So Genmoji is their generative emoji functionality feature. Basically, it's their own GPT, whatever you call it, those GPT apps. It's a ChatGPT app that basically says, hey, here's a bunch of the emojis. Now, when people type, they want their own emoji. So this is a way to kind of generate your own emoji, custom emoji that is like custom to the iPhone. So you can ask for, a shark surfing. You could ask for, something weird and fun. But you can generate, I think, a lot of branded stuff towards your company. I think you're going to be able to use a lot of this into marketing and make a lot of memes and funny stuff out of it just because it's a new way to kind of communicate online with emojis. Emojis are fun. People love emojis. So the third point to this, which kind of hinted at it, the first one, is overall less mobile search volume as Siri has better responses. So Apple is now flirting with ChatGPT integrated directly to the iPhone. I know, and I mentioned earlier, I'm starting to use ChatGPT over my Google app. And with it directly integrated with the phone, you basically now have two functionalities. You have Google, which is the default search engine on your phone, on your iPhone. And now you have access and directly integration to this ChatGPT functionality. Obviously, we don't have the iPhones yet. We don't know how people are actually handling them. But this is a huge opportunity for people to switch on mobile devices instead of searching on Google, which iPhone captures the most market share. So most of the searches from iPhones go directly to Google, right? If people are going to change over to go to the OpenAI stuff and the ChatGPT stuff, I know I am already with ChatGPT. I'm not using Google, which I know that isn't probably for most people. But are we going to see a significant decline in the next few years of people now leaning over to this? And is Apple going to say, hey, ChatGPT's basically product is way better than Google search? We know that this is on the horizon for Google search to kind of compete with. We know it's also on the horizon for ChatGPT to come out with their own search GPT. Man, these are a lot of buzzwords here, but we know this is a concern. But with the debut or showcase of Apple Intelligence and how it's going to be integrated on these iPhones just right around the corner in October, I think we're really going to see these initial playouts and how traffic is going to change and how advertising is going to change. I think for a little bit, it's going to be a little bit rocky where there's going to be a lot of expensive ads. Prices might drop a little bit for advertising. You might not get good quality. Maybe you get really good quality. Maybe ChatGPT opens up with some advertising methods. It's going to be something that is very volatile, up and down, and we kind of don't really know. So keep the pulse on it, basically, with that. The other thing I want to mention with this is Google is, while this is happening, Google is being hit with lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit For being a monopoly in reviews, Yelp is suing in regards to that. And being a monopoly in terms of the search function, which Yelp is also suing in regards to the search functionality, being the default search engine on iPhones, and that is cause for concern. And now also they recently have another lawsuit incoming about their advertising, how their search and their YouTube and everything else is too ingrained with their advertising product or advertising business that they might need to separate those two. Now, I know Google has been sued so many times, and this could be just another case of, hey, these are false alarms. We don't really know what happens until the case closes. And even then, there could be appeal processes and processes for we don't know what happens afterwards. That's totally true. But it just goes to show we're on the cusp of something that's going to be super volatile for the next 2 to 3 years. And as technology has gotten faster, it's just getting more and more faster in development. So we need to stay on our toes and basically be agile enough to capitalize on these changes. So to conclude here, nobody really knows yet what's going on, right? Not even, I don't even think these people that are developing artificial intelligence really know what the end goal is, because what it depends on is what they develop and how the consumer uses it in response. That's going to weigh into where this shifts. And it's also going to depend on these lawsuits that are going to come from all this, because there's going to be some more lawsuits. So nobody really knows yet, and we need to continue to watch it to understand, hey, how do you feel about it? How does it make you feel? What are people saying on social media about it? How's your grandmother feel about it? How's your grandfather feel about it? How's your son feel about it? All these are going to weigh into the changes that are coming in the next kind of, version of the internet and advertising. But right now, there's still one thing for sure, and it's Google's dominance in online search and online advertising has never faced this difficult of a challenge. This is the most difficult challenge that they are put in, and they are definitely raising alarms over there, and I'm sure that they're working really hard in order to stay on top and continue to develop more value for their shareholders. So Google's response and ability to navigate these waters will be telling on how this will go down. They could very well continue to stay on top. Very well. Very possible. But OpenAI's artificial intelligence could shake things up, especially with all these lawsuits too coming to Google's way. So technology continues to move faster and faster, so your ability to stay up to date and shift with the times will become crucial. We've seen technology in the past change things. Now, as technology is introduced, it is moving quicker. So last time it took 5 years for consumers to shift or adopt a technology. Now it's taking much less time. But let's be honest and realist too at the end here. At the end of the day, there's a ton of marketing hype around artificial intelligence. And Apple right now as well. We need to keep our ear on these changes, monitor our key performance indicators for our marketing campaigns and advertising, and just continue to test new campaigns. We need to remain grounded in what we're doing, but keep our ears posted. So that's it for today's podcast. Don't fall too much into the marketing hype. Listen to what's going on, pay attention, and stay that marketing alpha. Till next time. See ya.
Thank you for listening to Alpha Marketing. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other business owners and marketers. Your support enables us to continue bringing you actionable advice and the tools you need to thrive. Join us next time for more insights with Aaron Shishilla, and keep striving to be the alpha in your market.